Hello everyone, welcome to chemistry class. We have been discussing the chapter number 4, the structure of the atom, and we have learned about the two subatomic particles, the electrons and the protons, how they were discovered and their relative properties. The last subatomic particle that we will now learn is the neutron. This is the third subatomic particle present in a particular atom. So here it is. If we see the atomic mass, then the mass of the atom will always be equal to the mass of the particular proton. The electron it is having a very small mass, that is negligible mass. But when we are calculating this atomic mass, there is something more that is given here. When the mass of the atom is being calculated, it was found that the mass of atom is greater than that of the protons in it. It is exactly not equal. There is something more that is still remaining, that is the unaccounted mass is there. So what is that extra mass because of which mass of atom is not equal to that of the proton? That extra mass is because of the some extra particles that are called as the neutrons that are present in this. So what basically we can say, there is something more inside the atom which is having the same mass as the proton, and it is not having any charge on it. There is no plus charge or minus charge, that is not there. Positive or negative charge is not there. That kind of particle still exists in the particular atom. Atom is having two particles that we have seen. Proton is there, positive charge. Electron is there, negative charge. But still there is something more, that is the neutron. Neutron are having neutral charge. They do not have any charge, but their mass is same as that of the proton. It was later on found out that these particles were given the name neutron and they are electrically neutral, and experimentally it was proved later on. Although we had given this name neutron and we had told that this is electrically neutral, but experimentally it was not proved. So later on it was observed in a particular experiment when we observed this nuclear reaction. Yes, this was the reaction. Let us see there. In 1932, James Chadwick performed an experiment that is a nuclear reaction only. He bombarded the element beryllium with alpha particles. So when these alpha particles, actually what these alpha particles are, they are helium only, helium ions. So when the alpha particles or the helium ions struck or they bombarded the beryllium element, beryllium was bombarded with helium ions, then what was observed? He observed that beryllium changes itself into carbon. Yes, beryllium changes to carbon. Why is it so? Because it has gained some particle, some kind of particle from these alpha particles. So that is what we can say, when this beryllium changed into carbon by the absorption of some particles from the alpha particles, or we can say from the helium only. So along with this reaction, something more was observed, that is neutrons are emitted in this reaction. So this was the first reaction where neutrons were observed experimentally, that they exist. So this is the simple reaction which shows the existence of the neutrons as a particle. So you will see these reactions in later on in the higher classes. That nuclear reactions are not in your syllabus, so we will not go into the full details what these alpha particles are doing. Just basically you have to remember that this is the first reaction where neutrons were observed experimentally. So this is all about the third subatomic particle. This table last time also I told you have to learn this. This is an important table for your exam point of view. Charge as well as the mass of all electron, proton and neutron you have to learn. Now let us come to the discovery of the nucleus. So this concept of the nucleus was given first time by Ernest Rutherford in the year in 1911, and it was based, this idea simply he did not say, he performed an experiment, that is alpha particle scattering experiment. Using this experiment he was able to discover this nucleus. So what he did, he took a thin gold foil, gold is a metal, he took a thin gold foil and bombarded it with alpha particles. Means alpha particles, again the same thing, helium only. So helium ions or alpha particles were bombarded on the thin gold foils, and these alpha particles, this time from where they were coming, this time he has taken Rutherford, he has taken radioactive particles. Generally radioactive particles are certain substances which emit radiations, like radium, like polonium. These are radioactive substances. There are certain radiations that are coming out of these kind of substances which are having alpha particles also. So when this experiment was performed, what was the observation that was coming? That most of the alpha particle, these were being released from the radioactive substance. So most of these particle went straight through the gold foil. Okay, because most of them were going straight away. This means what? This means that atom is totally empty. Most of the space of the atom, inside the atom, nothing is there. It is totally empty because alpha particle is not able to strike anything. That is why it is going straight. Second observation that came is some particles get deviated, means they were moving straight but they change their direction. This shows that the particles are getting repelled by a small positive charge. The alpha particles are also positive charge, and there is something which is positively charged inside the atom, and because of that only the deviation is coming in the path of the alpha particles because of the repulsion by the positive charge. Next thing is there, that is third observation, very few particles, especially the particles which were at the center of the atom, which moved in the center of the atom, they just retraced their path. They went straight and they came back on the same path. They did not change their direction, they could not move further. These particles went straight, they struck a particular surface and then they came back. They retraced their path. This particular observation only proved, or it shows, that the particles which are moving in the center of the atom, they were strongly repelled by certain substance, a small body in the center of the atom. Now what should it be in the center of the atom? Based on this observation, only Rutherford said that at the center of the atom there is something called as positively charged body, which he gave the name, which is called as the nucleus. So that is all, where we discovered nucleus by this experiment called as the alpha particle scattering experiment. Also one more observation is given. Rutherford also theorized that electrons are revolving around the nucleus. Electrons are there, we already know electrons exist in the atom, but according to Rutherford, electrons are not in the center of the atom, they are all moving around the nucleus. They are circulating, they are just revolving, just like planets are revolving around the sun in the solar system, in our universe we are seeing. So that is similar to that only. Electrons are also revolving around the nucleus. Nucleus is at the center and all around the electrons are moving. We will just see the diagrams, representations are given. So here this diagram is important. When we will do this answer in the long questions it is given, we will draw this diagram also. Practice this diagram at home in your notebook, you have to draw this. So this is how it was observed. Alpha particles were coming from one side, Rutherford was doing this experiment. So some particles simply went straight. You can see here, simply they went straight. Nothing was able to deviate their path. This was the first observation. Second observation was that some particles changed their path. They were moving straight, but ultimately they changed their path. They moved in other direction. Because of what? Because of repulsion. Repulsion by some positive charge substance that is in the center. But there were certain more substances which just came back. Some changed the direction, you can see different direction they can go, but some particles were there which came back in the exact direction. They were moving forward and then came back in the same direction. This proves that at the center of the atom there is a presence of small positively charged body, which is called as the nucleus. It is present in the center of the atom. So this is all about the Rutherford's basic Rutherford's alpha particle scattering experiment. So how these particles are placed now, already I have already told you. Let us read this paragraph. Based on this Rutherford's experiment only, we can say that the mass of the atom is concentrated in the nucleus. If we calculate the atomic mass, actually atom's whole mass is present in the nucleus only. If you remove the electrons also, the atomic mass will not be much affected. So because we can say the atomic mass is almost equal to that of the mass of protons as well as the neutrons. So only these substances, proton and the neutrons, which are present inside the nucleus, they will constitute the atomic mass. The protons as well as the nucleus, as well as the neutrons, not the nucleus, proton and the neutrons, they do not circulate or revolve around. They simply remain in the nucleus only. They reside in the nucleus only, and that is why nucleus is relatively heavier. Actually it is the only thing because of which atom is having certain mass. So that is all. So nucleus, because of the protons only, protons are positive charge and protons are in the nucleus. So because of this only, the nucleus also is positive charge. So that is, we can ask the reason to you. You can underline this in your book. The nucleus is positive charge. Why is it so? Answer will be due to the presence of protons in it. Because protons are present inside the nucleus, it is positively charged. Based on this experiment of Rutherford only, 2 years later in 1913, Niels Bohr, another scientist, he presented his famous atomic model, and he gave the structure of the atom as it is shown in the diagram also. So according to Niels Bohr only, electrons are revolving around the nucleus in their own orbit, just as the planets are moving in the solar system. So at the center you can see this is the nucleus. It is made up of protons and neutrons, and all around in different circular orbits. You can see here circular orbits, many more we can draw. So like this, in these orbits what are moving? These are all electrons. These are what? These are all electrons which are moving here. So electrons are moving just like the planets you can see in the solar system. In the sun is there, center पे sun होता है, ऐसे ही atom के center पे nucleus होता है. Similarly you can compare both of the things. So this diagram also is important, that is the structure of atom. If the diagram is asked, you have to draw this diagram, take a note of this and draw this in your notebook. That heading you will write structure of atom, and this labeling also you learn. So that's all. This is not needed, no need to draw this. So that is the end of the, we have seen the Rutherford's experiment, and based on it we have seen the structure of the atom also. Now we will see the calculative part, numbers of subatomic particle. If we have to find out the number of electrons or protons and so on, how we will do so? Based on these two things we are going to learn. One is atomic number, second is mass number. So if we have to calculate both these things, we need to know the number of electrons and the protons that are present. First thing you remember, atomic number is also called as the proton number, and the symbol is called as capital Z. Don't write a small letter, it will be treated wrong. Capital Z is the symbol for atomic number, also called as the proton number. Second thing is the mass number, and it is denoted by capital A. Generally students write atomic number A. It is not so. Atomic number is Z and mass number is capital A. So first of all we'll see the definition of atomic or proton number. What is it? As the name itself is telling, proton number. So it is, atomic number is the number of protons present in the molecule, in the nucleus of the particular atom. How many protons are there? You will just see that will be equal to the number of protons. For example, if only one proton is there, then Z equal to 1, that is the atomic number. If 10 protons are there, then Z equal to 10, that is the atomic number. So whatever the number of proton, that is equal to the atomic or the proton number. Second thing now is the mass number. For calculating the mass number, we have to add, or we have to find out the sum of the number of protons and the number of neutrons. So that is capital A, mass number, is equal to number of protons plus the number of neutrons. This is the formula you have to remember. We can ask you to solve also. Certain numericals can be given. As you know, internal questions are being asked these days. So A equal to number of protons plus the neutrons. So that is how we can calculate the mass number. So just take a note of this. Also, we already know that atom is neutral. Atom is neutral means what? Atom is not having positive and negative charge, and in a neutral atom what is there? The number of electron is equal to proton. If 10 protons are there, same will be 10 electrons will be there. If 1 proton is there, then 1 electron, same number will be there. जितने भी प्रोटॉन होते हैं उतने ही इलेक्ट्रॉन्स होते हैं in case of the electrically neutral atom. So we can change the definition now. Which definition? Atomic number. Atomic number, what I have told you just now, we have seen atomic number is number of protons. लेकिन अगर प्रोटॉन और इलेक्ट्रॉन इक्वल हैं, then we can also write it is the number of electron. We can write now because both number are same only. So if we are talking about a neutral atom only, अगर charged है, अगर कोई ion है, positive negative charge है, तब ये wrong हो जाएगा, then it is wrong. But in a neutral atom, in a normal atom, we can write number of electrons also. So there we can write this same thing that is given here na. That is number of electron equal to atomic number Z, number of proton also equal to atomic number Z. This is where whenever the atom is neutral, only this condition you don't forget, otherwise you will make mistake. Next now, number of neutrons. This is the third formula now. If we have to find out the neutrons, then how we will do so? Just now we have seen one formula. Mass number A equal to number of protons plus number of neutrons. This we have seen now. Now if we have to find out the neutrons, then what we will do? Just shift this value on the left side. So if number of proton moves to the left side, then what the formula will come? Mass number A minus number of proton is equal to what? Number of neutron. So if we have to find out the number of neutron, you subtract the mass number and the number of protons. So this is the third formula you have to find. You remember, number of neutron we can calculate by subtracting mass number with that of the protons. और proton का number क्या होता है? proton का number atomic number होता है. So another formula also comes now. Number of neutron is equal to A minus Z. So just one example now. If mass number is 31 and protons are given, mass number is 31 and protons is given 15. Now you tell what is the number of neutron. Like this question will be asked. मास नंबर दे रखा होगा, प्रोटॉन नंबर दे रखा होगा और एटॉमिक नंबर दे रखा है. नाउ वी हैव टू टेल नंबर ऑफ न्यूट्रॉन्स. तो व्हाट वी विल डू, विल राइट नंबर ऑफ न्यूट्रॉन्स is equal to A minus Z, or simply subtract it. 31 minus 15, you will get the number 16. 16 protons are there. So just an example I told you to understand that. So that is all the calculative part. We have seen how to calculate the atomic number as well as number of the protons, how they are related to the atomic number, how we can calculate the mass number, and based on the mass number how we can find out the number of the neutrons. All these topics we have seen now. So that is, we have completed the calculative part. The next part now, here that topic comes into, here it is nuclide symbol. Nuclide symbol is what? It is the symbol of the particular element with its atomic number as the subscript and the mass number as the superscript. Means instead of writing the full name of the element, we are just writing the symbol, and on the symbol only we are showing the atomic number and mass number also. So that is called as the nuclide. Now you see different nuclides, we will see. Like I will show, here it is, example we will see. So here it is the nuclide symbol. So this is the general one, this is not a exact one. So अगर हमने X लिखा है, so X is the particular atom, particular symbol of the element, and left hand side you see on the top corner you are able to see A, that is called as the superscript. जो चीज़ upper side में होती है, that is called superscript. And in the superscript what we will write? In the superscript we will write the mass number. And in the downside you see now the second thing is given on the downside. You can see there Z is written, that is called as subscript. Whatever is written downside is the subscript, and in the subscript we will write what? We will write the atomic number, that is number of the protons. So whenever we write the nuclide symbol, first of all we will write the symbol of that element. Different symbols you have been learning from earlier classes itself. If you have not done so, there a table is given on the same page, you can learn from there. Minimum 1 to 20 symbol you should be knowing. So symbol we will write, and then on the superscript top left corner we will write mass number, and the bottom left, on the bottom left, that is the subscript, we will write the atomic number. So for example now chlorine nuclide symbol, if you have to write, first we will write the symbol, that is Cl, and then on the left side upside, that is superscript, we will write the mass number. Mass of chlorine is 35. Then we will write the subscript, that is 17. This is the atomic number of chlorine. So like this we have to write the nuclide symbol. Nuclide symbol is giving us three. First thing is it is telling us the symbol, what is the symbol of chlorine, we can see. Second thing, it is telling us the mass number. You can easily see the mass number is 35. And third information that it is giving is the atomic number, or we can also say it is telling us the number of the protons and electrons which are present in normal or neutral chlorine atom. So these are the different types of information provided by this particular symbol. Now if the question comes, the symbol is written and you have to find out the neutrons. How you will calculate? Just by the symbol you have to find, nothing else is given. So what you can observe here in this question, you have to find out the neutrons, and the question is having the symbol only. So how you will find out? First you will take this mass number A equal to 35, that is written there. Next thing, what is written? Z. You see there Z is written, 17 is written. Based on this A minus Z we will do. If we subtract A by Z, then what we get? We get the neutrons only. So number of neutron formula, remember, A minus Z, that is 35 minus 70. Now you can easily find out, that is 18 electrons are there. Not electron, neutrons are there. So this is how, by a simple nuclide symbol itself, you can find out the number of neutrons. This table is given, this you have to learn already, we have told you. So this is, you have to learn. What you have to learn? Not all, only these columns you have to learn. Proton, electron and on. This you can easily calculate, I hope so. You see here, whatever the electron, whatever the atomic number, that only will be the proton and electron. Same it will be. So no need to learn. Same number you have to write. And neutron you can calculate. You can easily calculate ना. A minus Z कर देंगे तो neutron आ जाएगा. So these three numbers you need not to learn. This you can calculate. But first three you have to learn. In this table, symbol, atomic number, mass number. All these you have to learn. for all these first 20 elements up to calcium, hydrogen से calcium तक you have to learn. Any of these can be asked in exam. So that is all. Now the last part of this chapter is about the structure of the different atoms, how the electrons are spread around them. This we will see in one more video will come for this chapter along with the exercise part that we will cover in the next video. That's all for this. Thank you.